Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil here at Houston Mission Control, and we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit, and we're here live every Sunday night.
Good evening, Space Peeps. Woohoo! We're here. Sunday nights live. Space Force News. You know, the funnest time of the week.
What's going on, Space Peeps?
What's going on, Space Peeps? I got a booster seat, and we were just discussing this. I have a booster seat now, but I'm feeling some type of way about my booster seat.
Like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me slide off the chair, and it puts me up.
You need a seatbelt, guys.
But I slide off the chair like a 2-year. Yeah, so it kind of sucks. What's going on, space friends? We should be live on DLive, foxholepill.net, and YouTube. It's good to see everybody. Hi, Yvonda, Kip True, Lotus, Crystal Stuck. Hi, Chef Matt. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. Fearless.
Oh, hello, Mom.
Starwalker, Sol Rico, Detoxer
Hazard
Tessa.
Smurf. I like that Hazard Smurf.
It's pretty good. Nicholas Houston, Mikey B. Yeah, Space Force News. This is going to be a fun one tonight. We got lots of trolling to do. You know we love to troll, so.
Alara's amped.
Yeah. So I am your host, Alara of Sirius, here with my wicked smart co-host, Loyal to the Foil. Loyal to the Foil, how are you tonight? Are you feeling spry?
Fabulous.
I see you're blinging. I see you got bling. You know, you're blinging.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I had to go outside today. There were like whole actual people out there, and I didn't want them to think I just sit in front of my computer eating cereal in like snowflake pajama pants, you know. I had to.
So you threw some jewelry on or what?
Look like an actual human today. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah. You got some off the shoulder action too, going like me. Look at that.
Woo woo.
You got some leopard, or I don't know what's going on over there. Looks like maybe it might be
shucky.
Should we decode what's Okay, we won't. We won't. We say we did.
Right. Let's not say we did.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good to be here with you guys always on Sunday nights for Space Force News. Okay, so as far as what we're getting into tonight, we will be getting into NASA's Moxie, which that's quite interesting, what they're doing with that.
What they claim to be doing.
Of course. Allegedly.
It is NASA.
That's why the word allegedly goes along with everything. Starship explosion explanation. We got some Wargames stuff, warp drive breakthrough, which Foil will be breaking down for everyone.
News.
That's right.
Big news.
China prepares for war with Taiwan. That's a big shocker considering the resident in office right now.
Color me surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
We got a sperm bank on the moon. So.
It's the moon goo.
Yep.
We're always talking about the moon goo, guys. It's back.
Wormholes. We got magnetized plasma artillery. Wow. You know what I mean? That's something. Russia-China Moonbase, space hurricane, and UFOs, and you never know with this show. You get, You get Nature Break, which is like, you know, always something rather interesting. Anyway, UFOs and more. Stay tuned
never
for
know
space.
What you're going to get.
Right, that's right. Stay tuned for Space Force News.
Do you want to bring balance to all the wireless radiation fields in your life, including 5G? The Omnia Radiation Balancer is a small sticker you can stick on any device. It changes the state of the field and creates a new resonance between the wireless radiation and your energy field. On the link below, you'll see all our testing results that show how the body responds excellently once you've made this change in your life. Plus, here's a special discount code at the store. Just enter SFN at the checkout. It's easy to bring balance back to your body with the Omnia Radiation Balancer.
If we do all this, if we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day. That doesn't mean large events with lots of people together, but it does mean small groups that will be able to get together. After this long, hard year, That will make this Independence Day something truly special. If we do all this, if we do our part,
dude,
do your part, right?
Man,
come on, guy.
That is
come
so
on, guy.
good, right? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Right?
Come on, man.
Yet to see somebody not have a freaking barbecue. I'm just saying.
Man.
Of course, I am.
What is he talking
down
about?
here in the South?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even know what he's talking about. The hologram in chief.
I see it. Right?
Oh, lady, as Ruli. Oh, that's good. Hologram in chief. Oh, that's it. That's his new name now. Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, hologram in chief. You nailed it. Thank you. That was great.
The HIC.
Hi,
Definitely
Tanette.
not
Good
the
to see you.
HNIC.
Hello, John. John Smith. Paula Russo. Hi, Brad. Good to see you. Yes, can't wait for those bumpers. They're going to be amazing, guys. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be worth it. Yep, I'm kicking my feet on my little booster seat right now. Look, I'm jumping for joy and kicking my little feet on my booster seat. Okay, so let's get into some Space Force news, shall we? Get down to business?
Break it down.
Okay, let's get down to business. Here we go. All right, I was going to be really lazy, guys, and hold on, let's put our heads back on the screen.
Oh, here we go.
I was going to be really lazy and just play it instead of reading it, but then I wouldn't have a chance to mutilate the words and you guys would be totally bummed, right? So
I know, that's half of the fun, man.
And half of the fun is watching me struggle through the article and foil correcting. That's part of the fun. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth, really. All right, so Trump's moon program survived a transfer of power, so what's next? The Trump administration's Moon to Mars program has already dodged the fate of many past presidential space programs. Cancellation under new leadership. Last month, White House Press Secretary it's Psaki, I found out.
Psaki. Circle back, Sack.
Circle back, Psaki. Yeah. White House Secretary Jen Psaki announced the hologram in chief's administration support for Artemis, NASA's flagship lunar agenda. It was a rare passing the baton between two administrations at odds with one another in virtually every other area. And it quelled some industry fears that Biden would shelve the moonshot plan entirely.
I'm a fan of taking anything to the moon.
While still in its infancy, the Artemis program unleashed a wave of industry momentum, partially thanks to an energizing yet wildly unrealistic target date of 2024 for planting boots on the moon. Yeah, he thinks that's unrealistic, so he's lengthening the time. To get a sense of what's next for Artemis and NASA, The Verge spoke with Bahava?
Bavialai?
Bavialai? Is that what it said? That's an L, Foil.
Like
You're
Lal?
tripping. That is an
Bavialai?
L.
Okay.
Yeah. NASA's acting chief of staff.
Come on, man.
We surely need to know that name. Okay. And currently the agency's most senior Biden appointee. All right. The program is getting a thorough review. The group of 8 scientists and space policy experts tasked with reviewing NASA for Biden's transition team lifted the hood on Trump's speedy moonshot plan, announced by then Vice President Mike Pence in early 2019. The experts came up with a list of things within Artemis that should stay in and things that should stay out to inform the NASA's team review. One thing that was absolutely in was continuity of purpose, says Lau. Is it Lau or Lau?
Lal.
Lau. Okay. Who has advised past administrations on space policy and was the Biden team's top space expert during the transition. We're going to just throw away everything that had happened in the last many years and start over. Lau joined NASA in February and is now helping lead the ongoing Artemis review inside the agency, carrying out the guidance she helped draft during the transition. That review covers every pillar of Artemis, including the agency's long-delayed and staggeringly over-budget space launch program. The behemoth...
Over budget? What?
The behemoth...
All I can say is it's totally fake news. It's just fake. It's fake. It's made-up stuff.
The behemoth rocket that will launch the first astronaut cruise to the moon in the Orion capsule. It also includes reviewing the program's timeline, international partnerships, and coming up with a budget that Congress will like. The review will also refine planned activities on the moon. Planned activities on the moon? Wow. Are we going to have it would be cool to have some football.
They're supposed to be
moon
building
football.
Bases and putting some goo up there, and they got all kinds of cosmic catastrophes that are in the works.
The review will also refine planned activities on the moon and identify spots where more commercial activities can get involved, Lau says. You know, I have a question. It's off topic, but somebody brought it up to me today, and they really had a good point, okay? So we have space ships, and we have space marines, correct? We've talked about this, guys, on previous shows. So what we don't know yet, really we should know, because it's a very logical question. What do the space ships and the space marines fly? How do they get around? I mean, it's a logical question, right? I mean, I'm just wondering what are they going to do? Roll around on their motorcycles up there? Certainly not.
I mean, they claim, like we saw last week, they claim that they're supposed to have these, the drones up there. Like we were talking about pirating drones with other drones or whatever.
Okay, so they're going to take the rocket up there. They're going to get it allegedly on the space base, and they're going to patrol. They're going to do their cislunar highway patrol. In what vehicle?
Well, here's the thing. Remember, they're building that hotel up there, right? That's supposed to be done by, I think, 2025.
Right, but
and that could be like a...
But how are they doing their lunar patrol is my question. I mean
I'm
logical
sure that
thinking,
at some point
right?
They're going to get people up there that allegedly and, chemical propellant based.
I'm just saying, we have questions, always have questions. It's good to question things, right?
Maybe we'll get some disclosure soon.
I will. I certainly hope so, because I don't know what the space ships are going to be riding around up in there. I don't know what they're going to be. I don't know how they're going to do their patrols effectively. Right. I don't know how they're going to do their patrols effectively if we don't know what they're driving. All right. So anyway,
I think at this point we're supposed to believe it's all satellites and drones.
That's what we're supposed to believe. Correct. Right.
Yeah.
But still, what are the space ships, which they've told us exist? What are they going to ride around in? And what about the space marines? How are they going to get around? I mean, I'm just saying. All right. Nothing is set in stone yet. The review is ongoing, and Biden, almost 2 months into his presidency, has yet to pick his NASA administrator. That's interesting. That's no surprise. It took Trump nearly 8 months to nominate his administrator, Jim Bridenstine.
Oh.
And almost another 8.
I'm distracted.
And almost another 8 months to win Senate confirmation. It was 4 months before Barack Obama named Charles Bolden, and about 10 months before George Bush tapped Sean O'Keefe. NASA aims to continue its investment in SLS and Orion while keeping an eye on private sector rockets for help if needed. SLS and Orion will be providing initial transportation to and from lunar orbit beyond Artemis. Well, to and from, but then what happens with their patrol? I mean, I'm just saying. I got questions. While keeping an eye on private sector rockets for help if needed. SLS and Orion. Okay, I already said that. Transportation to and from lunar orbit beyond Artemis, and any proven commercial transportation can make up gaps if there are any, Lau says. By the time the Boeing-built SLS files for the first time, likely sometime next year, almost 3 years later than planned, the agency will have spent nearly $20 billion on the program, NASA's Inspector General reported last year, with each launch thereafter coming out to about $2 billion. We can't go through all this, so let me see.
I told you this was a long one. I mean, they're gonna get a lot of help from SpaceX, Blue Origin. I mean, they're supposed to be, getting the pieces up there, and then they're gonna construct it, and then I don't know.
Biden's NASA will set a more manageable timeline. So one of the transition team findings was that 2024, given the appropriations from Congress, at least in the last 2 years, 2024 wasn't realistic. Setting a new date is tied to coming up with palatable budget for Congress, which is a question mark at this point, Lau says. So we don't even have a date. We just have...
Yeah, it's always about the money.
NASA's courting its own allies for Artemis, but it's barred from collaborating with China, thanks to a 2011 law called the Wolf Amendment, named after the now retired Rep. Frank Wolf. But as Beijing ups its game on the moon, some of Biden's space advisors have argued against the Chinese exclusion policy. Trying to exclude them, I think, is a failing strategy, said former astronaut Pam Melroy. So, yeah, we're going to have to cut that one right there. It's far too long. But, yeah. So... I love how she just laughs at me. That's the best part.
I'm distracted by the chat a little bit. I'm sorry.
Are they making you laugh? What are they talking about?
There's some pretty funny people in there. Well,
I know
John Smith has some things to say.
Our crowd is very funny people.
And yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
were asking
John
about
Smith?
the Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then there were people asking, BBPD demand. Oh, thanks, Chris Hawkins, who says the space chips are powered by interstellar corn ether and they dip. I do not doubt that, sir. And then they were asking me about the parrot. I think they're talking about the effing legend parrot from last week.
Yeah. She said effing instead of cussing. That's great. She's progress.
I'm on your
she's got me saying,
yeah, right?
She's got me saying brah. Like, I don't talk like that. She's got me going, brah, check this out. I'm like, what has happened here? And I got her, like, editing herself and not cussing. See?
Oh, listen, I'm no fan of self-censorship, ma'am.
Yeah, I know. But, we won't go into this. All right. All right. Does Joe Biden take space seriously? I don't know what he takes seriously, truth be told.
Right?
Yeah.
Is he even capable of taking anything
even know.
seriously?
I don't even know what's going on over there, truthfully. As the days go on, it gets more and more bizarre, and we'll just leave it at that.
Bizarro land.
Dude, what is going on? The early signs coming from we'll just play along with it, though. Okay, so the early signs, right? The early signs coming from the Biden administration have more than a few of us worried about its approach to space policy. You think?
Indeed.
Right. The decision to assign oversight of space to the National Security Council has fueled speculation that the high-level National Space Council will be discontinued. And it comes at a time when a similar lack of seriousness by White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, circle back Psaki, and her flippant comments about the Space Force are playing out in the media.
Oh, it's the plane of the week.
It's the plane of tomorrow. Isn't that what she said? Yeah. I got your plane of tomorrow. The two recent events beg the question, do President Joe Biden and his senior advisors truly appreciate the gravity of the situation and the opportunities before us in the final frontier? Why are we reading a Politico article, Foyle? This is just bad right here because they need to know about the Space Council. Okay. The rumors of dismantling the National Space Council should give us all pause. Resurrecting the council in 2017 and putting the vice president in charge was vital to focusing senior government and industry leadership on organizing the U.S. and the world for a space century, which is exactly what 17 industry groups representing hundreds of companies critical to our nation's space future have recently endorsed keeping it. Retaining the council.
How many industry groups?
Yeah, 17. Yeah, don't get us yanked, man. Right. All right, so
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I know. Retaining the council will provide stability and continuity, to the United States space endeavors, enabling historic exploration and scientific achievement. Its continuation would reflect space as a real priority for our new president. Serious space questions need to be addressed in the next few years that require senior attention and active support across the executive branch. Should one person who has the financial resources of many nations combined be allowed to build and launch thousands of satellites?
Here comes the hate.
Yeah,
right.
Effectively gobbling up public space that effectively belongs to all of us. How can the commercial space sector be regulated to encourage small business growth so it is not monopolized? How should our export control regime be updated responsibly to ensure fair play among nations? How can we better leverage diplomacy as a check against anti-competitive Chinese business practices? Is the military-industrial complex model created last century still the best framework for executing government policy? It's never the best
framework for anything.
Right. What is the best combination of policies that inhibit space debris and future generations don't inherit orbital brownfields? There's a dig. Orbital brownfields. One specific policy issue that the National Space Council is uniquely situated to manage is the evolution of the United States Space Force, the new branch of the military that is now charged with the precious task of protecting the heavens and ensuring free and fair access to space. The Space Force must protect and defend a contested domain where commercial companies in developing countries are increasingly operating. It must create a culture to recruit and retain world-class intellects and leaders, and there is no military precedent in the world more defined by artificial intelligence, autonomous robotics, and machine learning than bullets and bombs. Oh, well, that's great. Skynet.
Of course.
Yeah. So, SpaceX prepares. That's it for Space Force. There's not a tremendous amount of... Yeah, I know. That's what I said, John. Orbital brownfields. That's what I said. That's going to require another dig. I've been digging into those CIA documents, though. I have really a long ways to go with that. But, yeah, so... I need a new dig.
That's like debris-littered space trash fields in orbit, yes?
Yeah.
I think.
SpaceX prepares for Air Force test connecting an aircraft to its Starlink satellite internet. Elon Musk SpaceX is preparing to further test its Starlink satellite internet in a demonstration for the U.S. Air Force, the company revealed in a recent request to the Federal Communications Commission. SpaceX seeks to make minor modifications to its experimental authorization for additional test activities undertaken with the federal government. The tests are designed to demonstrate the ability to transmit to and receive information from 1, 2 stationary ground sites, and 2, 1 airborne aircraft at one location, and would add to these, number 3, limited testing from a moving vehicle on the ground, said SpaceX.
That's interesting.
Starlink is the company's capital-intensive project to build an interconnected internet network with thousands of satellites, known in the space industry as a constellation, designed to deliver high-speed internet to consumers anywhere on the planet. SpaceX disclosed that for this test, it is working with Ball Aerospace, a defense and space contractor, which will provide the antennas necessary for connecting Starlink satellites to an aircraft. SpaceX noted that Ball specifically manufactures conformal antennas for tactical aircraft. Then they specify, meaning military jets. Right? You think of what I'm thinking? Musk Company also noted the Starlink test is under the Air Force Research Laboratory's Defense Experimentation Using Commercial Space Internet program, for which Ball was awarded $9.71 million contract in August. SpaceX highlighted that the FCC has previously authorized experimental Starlink tests, including prior Air Force testing dating back to early 2018. The Commission previously granted SpaceX an experimental authorizations for activities undertaken with the federal government to demonstrate the ability of SpaceX non-geostationary orbit system to transmit and receive information between both fixed sites on the ground and airborne Earth stations above moving aircraft. SpaceX, Ball Aerospace, and the Air Force Research Laboratory did not respond to CNBC's request for comment.
Of course they did.
Yeah, and I didn't show you guys the article on that one, did I? And you didn't even catch me. Yeah.
I was reading along with you. My apologies.
Yeah, I just rolled on with it. You didn't even catch me. That was awesome.
So I wonder if the Air Force is thinking about letting Elon provide internet to their craft using his Starlink.
I think that's what they were indicating, Foyle.
That's interesting to me.
Well, yeah, it's interesting in light of a lot of things, but yes, it's quite interesting actually. China.
You think that's what they were indicating?
Hey, Russia ain't having it though. I'll tell you that. Ooh-wee.
Oh.
No. All right. People in China absolutely love Elon Musk. He's
Yes,
everybody's
they do.
hope. Look, check this out. Look. People in China have a new obsession. Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. From tech entrepreneurs to anybody riled up to fight the establishment, the billionaire has gained massive appeal, right? He can fight the establishment, become the richest man on earth, and avoid getting beaten down in the process. Jane Zhang, founder of Shanghai-based blockchain company, told the newspaper, he's everybody's hope. All right. Chinese social networks are flush with mentions of the billionaire, referring to him as the Silicon Valley Iron Man, the King of Mars.
He is definitely the King of Mars.
Woohoo! Yeah, they called him the King of
Right.
Mars and Rocket Man. Yeah, according to the Times. Many in China also jumped on board buying shares of GameStop and Action lauded by Musk. To them,
Yeah,
Musk
he's a big
embodies an industry unbounded by regulation and middlemen. China doesn't have Silicon Valley madmen? Yeah, madmen anymore. And higher-ups in the tech industry have all become cardboard cutouts. Musk's electric car company has also made major headway in entering the Chinese market, with sales more than doubling in 2020 alone in the country. But not everybody is head over heels. Tech commentator Hong Bo called him out as a cold-blooded, self-absorbed megalomaniac, as well as a real dreamer who tramples on the bottom lines of humanity. In a way, this all sounds
hateful.
This all sounds strangely familiar. There are many sides to Musk, just as there are many sides to those who celebrate or despise him. And that's true in China as it is in the U.S. Wah, wah, wah.
The King of Mars.
Yeah, they call him the King of
Right.
Mars. Yeah. All right, so I think we have one more here, or maybe two. All right, Elon Musk. There she goes. Elon Musk explains why Starship SN-10 exploded after landing. SpaceX
At least this one landed.
Right? I know. It's progress. SpaceX has been working on its new heavy lift rocket for the past few years, and the company has been good enough to stream all of the tests live. Naturally, we've seen the Starship blow up a few times because space is hard, they say.
Space is difficult.
Yeah, because space is hard, guys. Most recently, the Starship SN-10 prototype landed after its high-altitude test flight, only to explode a few minutes later. Now we know a bit about why that happened and how SpaceX aims to solve the problem with SN-11. Like the Falcon 9, SpaceX intends to make the Starship a reusable vehicle. That means the vessel has the ability to land vertically, either on a floating platform or on a standard launch pad. However, SpaceX is still working on the kinks there. The SN-8 and SN-9 prototypes also failed the reusability test, but in much more dramatic fashion. SN-10 looked like it was doing fine after touchdown, which made the ensuing explosion the more perplexing. According to CEO Elon Musk on Twitter, the SN-10 was actually going slightly too fast when it landed. At 10 meters per second, the impact was enough to crush the legs and part of the skirt. This damage led to the explosion several minutes later. SpaceX crew members were seen fiddling with the SN-11 rocket at the company's Boca Chica test facility. They lowered each landing leg and tested them to make sure that they deploy correctly. It's unclear if they've been reinforced because of the SN-10 test. Yeah, and I didn't show you the article that time either.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up the things I needed. My computer was acting crazy. We'll just leave it at that.
So look, this time I promise I'll show you guys the article. You know, I promise. I'm not, you know. Here we go. So NASA's...
She made it all up, guys.
Yeah, I made it all up.
Fake news.
Oh, snap.
All right, NASA's mechanical tree on Mars will help Perseverance rover create oxygen. I wonder if I can show these guys. Look at these guys. Like, I'm just saying, like, I watched this video and I was like, hold on. I thought this was a video of it landing, right? But look, it's just, look, this is all it is. Look, watch.
Oh.
Confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars.
Like, where's the sauce, dude?
To begin seeking the sands of
You know what I mean?
life.
Look at those guys. Hey.
Remember when? Remember the days
Are they
when?
in my office?
Hey, remember the
What's going on here?
You remember the days? Remember the days when they would start cheering and we were all like, yeah, they did it, woohoo! You know what I mean?
Right.
Now we're like, hold
we
on,
want
man,
something.
hold on,
Right,
we need
right,
evidence. What's going on here?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Flies on rovers and mice in space. Like, nobody's buying it, bruh.
You're gonna have to show us something. You know what I mean? So then at the very end of the video, they show on the look. They don't show it landing or none of that, right? They just show the monitor with the picture, its first view, you know, the one that everybody memed out, its first view just sitting on their monitor. And everybody's like, woohoo, woohoo. I'm like, hold on, that's all we get to know that it got there? This is it? This is all we get to see? Didn't it have like a camera on it? I mean,
better toe the narrative, Laura.
Yeah. NASA's mechanical tree on Mars will help Perseverance rover create oxygen. Oh, this is exciting, right? It
is kind of. I mean, in a little mini way. If they can figure out how to terraform, that's kind of the goal.
NASA's planning to create oxygen out of Mars' carbon dioxide-rich atmosphere using technology attached to the Perseverance rover. Allegedly. The Mars oxygen in situ resource utilization, also known as Moxie, won't make Mars habitable, but it will aim to prove how future Mars explorers might produce oxygen for breathing. Oxygen can also be used for rocket propellant, so making it on Mars would save astronauts the trouble of having to bring extra fuel with them for the return trip. Instead, they could just bring an empty tank and fill it up on the red planet.
That's what the King of Mars said.
Isn't that nifty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. All right, so look, it's already that time. Doom and gloom. It's your daily black pill with Loyal to the Foil.
Is it black pill time?
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Right, I'm super psyched about this. Let me tell you how horrible things are, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Get into it, dude. Black pill
All right.
dealer.
What is going on? Oh, my articles are playing now.
Hold on,
So,
I'm moving some things around here so I can see everybody over here. All right. I can't see the foxhole. I'm feeling some type of way about this, but it's very hard to run this show and be able to see the foxhole.
You know this truck I'm driving make you feel some type of way.
Wow. All right, so We're going to lose fast. U.S. Air Force. And on that note, U.S. Air Force held a war game that started with a Chinese biological attack.
Indeed. Last fall, as a matter of fact. Last fall, right when the stuff starts to hit the fan, allegedly, right? The U.S. Air Force simulated, they war gamed it out where Chinese started a ruckus using a biological weapon attack that just basically annihilated our bases and warships and whatever in the Indo-Pacific region. And then they used this spreading of this, biological issue to be kind of a cover for the deployment of the invasion force that they used to then go in and try to annex Taiwan. This really, what they're planning out really reminds me of what Russia did with Crimea. However, the crazy part is, like, the simulation ended basically with us getting our ass kicked. Okay, and this was our simulation. This was the U.S. Air Force's simulation. Now, what's nuts is, like, obviously this was highly classified. Even in the simulation, they had it where this biological agent originated in a Chinese market and then spread, through our assets in the region, including the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier, right? Which is one of our most important assets in the region. So
listen, brah. Listen, brah. So that was the aircraft carrier was it the one that, look, I was analyzing aircraft carriers earlier, and I could swear 71 is the Roosevelt, which is the one that, is that the one that, the article that I read, or is that the one that Scavino tweeted out today?
I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, if it's the one Scavino, feel free to correct me, guys. But if it's the one Scavino tweeted out, that's rather interesting.
What's crazy is while they're doing this simulation, right, which was in September, we had actual, and we've talked about it on the show 100 times, we had actual Chinese combat aircraft that were flying into the air defense zone of Taiwan, right, like 40 times. And at the time, they were conducting these, like, simulated attacks, and it was really kind of freaking the people of Taiwan out. Well, also, at the same time, just to kind of, while we're out here wargaming us getting our asses kicked, China released this video where they're showing what they call the God of War, which is some kind of bomber that they have. They put out all these propaganda videos of, like, this God of War bomber just taking out our stuff and, like, how we were about to get smashed. 4 days after Biden takes office, right? 4 days after Biden takes office, just to make sure everybody got the message, in real life, an actual large force of bombers and fighters or whatever flew right past Taiwan and were launching simulated missile attacks on the Roosevelt, right? The carrier strike group, which was literally sailing in South China Sea international waters at the same time. It's crazy.
I need to know if that's which one that I need to know this, but I can't go look at my Telegram feed right now to go find out. I don't expect you to. I mean, you're in the middle of doing the article, right? But if anybody, happen to see that and knows if that's what's the numbers on the ship that Scavino tweeted out today? Is it the Roosevelt?
Yeah, if somebody can satiate Alara's curiosity and find out what Scavino was tweeting about.
I'm just distracted by your bling, Foil. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying, bra?
Right.
Yeah. Debbie says I can't pull off bra. I try too hard. Yeah,
right.
I know.
Bra.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Tell us.
What apparently people don't realize is that innumerable numbers of our war games suggest that we would lose a fight with China. Now, when we first started talking about China on this show, listen, people were coming like, China's so far behind. We're not. And I kept saying, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, wait a minute. They got some, and I've done videos on it. We've talked about their crazy microwaving people in the Ladakh region and how they're just doing all kinds of wild stuff. They build the little islands.
I'm falling off my booster seat here. Let me.
You need a strap and a helmet, man.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. And some glasses. Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'll get you a window to lick.
Listen. Hi, Jeff. Good to see you. Thanks, Foil.
So
I won't distract you anymore. Sorry, I'm not supposed to troll you while we're trying to do the news. Free to troll away. It's crazy because a lot of our simulations indicate that we would probably actually lose this fight. And what's even worse, not that I trust the Council on Foreign Relations,
right? But they also recently released a report saying that they think China will try this annexation of Taiwan within the next 5 years. And if you
Right.
pull up the next article, they're
Yes,
not the only
ma'am.
ones saying that. I know. It's depressing. But we're
Chef
gonna get
Matt
through
said,
it.
"Come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro."
It's So, how many times have we had to cover where President Xi has told these people to get ready for war?
Who's President G?
'cause-
Oh, you said G. I thought you
Yeah,
said G.
Xi,
Yeah.
President Xi.
Yeah, gotcha.
Jinping.
I
Yeah, right.
heard. I got it now. Thank you. Yeah.
President Xi,
Yeah.
Right.
President. I was like, who's that?
right?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Secondary gangster.
Yeah.
So he's always telling these people to get ready for war. Well, apparently,
Thank you,
he
Sean
told them
Joe. All right. I won't interrupt you anymore. Sorry. He told us the
told them
Roosevelt.
again.
He told us the Roosevelt was 71. Which is that the Scavino
oh,
tweet?
that must be, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what they're
It's
saying.
in
The
it's
number on
in
the
my
ship is-
Telegram. It's in my Telegram channel. I tweeted the article and I tweeted the Scavino. You'd be able to figure out if anybody has it handy to look. Go ahead.
I think they're still in the area over there. And just the fact that China's flying over our strike group doing simulated attacks, I personally have a problem with that. But and nevertheless, so Winnie the Pooh is over there telling his people to get ready for battle. And he said he told the country's military and armed police to get combat ready to defend national sovereignty and security amid fears that Beijing may be planning an invasion of democratic Taiwan in the next few years. The entire army, he says, needs to strengthen its performance to do a good job of ensuring a good start to the 14th five-year plan. China enumerates all of their goals in these little 5-year plans, and then every 5 years they reassess and see what did they attain and whatever. So he said that that they need to be ready. But what's interesting is he said that when they were analyzing their goals for 2020 and whether or not they had met these goals, he said that they met all their goals. The strengthened military training and preparations for war had met all their targets. Not, he said preparations for war, not like, I don't know, like, we need to be in case. It didn't sound like a situation of in case. He's like, they are actively making preparations for war, not defensive measures, but, like this felt very, man, like I feel like they're just poking a stick at us, man.
Yeah.
And for God's sakes, we've got freaking Dementia Joe in charge. Like that does not give me fuzzy feelings of security,
Right. I don't think any of us have fuzzy feelings of security right now.
But what's crazy is that
Not
they're all
even the
saying
people
within the
sitting
next
behind
5
the
years.
sitting behind the fence.
Oh, especially not them guys.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
So, let's see what Biden's Russia credentials questioned over European pipeline.
They said Brohim, Brotato Chip, Broseph.
Yeah, they're on a roll. You got them going. Yeah, you got them. That's
Right.
all your fault. Yeah.
Right. Oh Lord.
Okay.
Where are we at? The next one?
Yeah, we are never going to get through this if we don't, but I know it's all my fault today. It's my fault today.
How is it your fault?
I don't know, because I keep getting distracted. It's the bling. I see the bling. I get distracted.
Oh.
They say bra.
Lord
It all goes
almighty.
downhill from there. You know what I mean?
It's a slippery slope.
It's
yo.
a slippery slope.
Slippery slope.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Well, this is fairly quick. I did, if you guys didn't catch the video that I did about Biden poking the bear and the issues with Russia, okay, you should probably go check that out. What they're saying now, and I'm just going to go ahead and say
Honestly, it's fake news. It's fake.
this right here, they're saying that the Republicans are criticizing Joe Biden because they don't think he's doing enough to stop the construction of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. I don't think that's true. He doesn't want that pipeline there either. Of course, in this country, neither Democrats nor Republicans want the construction of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. But the reason I pulled this article is because remember how I told you that all of the Russian gas flows through where? Ukraine.
Are we being quizzed? Okay.
Oh, I just thought you. Yeah, all of the gas from Russia flows through Ukraine. They get taxes on
Yes,
it.
yes, I.
And
correct.
who has ties to the Ukrainian oil and gas industry? I don't know. I'm asking.
Right.
Right.
Just
I don't
asking
think
questions.
Biden wants. Yeah, I'm just asking. I don't think Biden wants that pipeline any more than anybody else. I think he is adamantly against it. And as a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, he told Angela Merkel that Germany was just going to have to take this as an L because they're not getting that. Remember, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline would flow gas directly from Russia to Germany. And when Biden talked with Angela Merkel, I mean, she told him, like, hey, we appreciate you keeping your troops here, because at one point Trump had said we were going to pull the troops from Germany. Biden said, no, we'll keep them there. She said, hey, thanks for that, but just remember, we may not always agree on things. And this is one of those things that I think that they do not agree on. But so I pulled this because they're saying that the Republicans are criticizing Biden, that he's not doing enough to stop the construction of this pipeline, which is already like 95% done. I don't think that's true. I don't think he wants that pipeline in any case.
Right. Yeah, you went into that last week, didn't you? Was that last week or the week before? Yeah. And didn't
remember.
You cover that
maybe
stuff
2
in
weeks ago.
your Putin riding on a horse? I'm Putin riding on a
The bear,
yeah,
shirtless on the bear. Yeah, that was a great video. I loved
right.
it.
Yeah, you got a real kick out of that too. I know.
I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah.
Right.
China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and more join forces in defense of UN.
Look at that list of names: China, Russia, Iran, North Korea. I mean, anything that they have grouped up to defend, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? So apparently, China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea are very concerned about the use of unilateral force, right? Specifically, obviously, with respect to the United States, any kind of preemptive attacks or unilateral decisions on bombing of places like Syria. They felt like they needed to come together and put a formal letter of outrage out there, which they did. On March 10th, they released a note, which obviously Newsweek snatched up, and said that they are going to strive to preserve, promote, and defend the prevalence and validity of the UN Charter. Listen, anything that is defending the United Nations, I am vehemently against. Right? Like, these people, I mean, this is the reset. They came up with this after World War II and thought they would just keep pushing it. So now we've got these crazy nations all banding together to tell us that we can't just do what we want on the international stage, which, I mean, I think we should be worried about America. I don't think we need to be worried about attacking other countries at this moment. I think it's a horrible plan, but, the UN can skedaddle with that nonsense.
Okay, so let's see. Should we move over to?
Well, that's the end of the black
defense?
pill portion of the show.
No more defense.
Look at you perking right up. Like, I can listen now, right? I know you get so upset. Like,
No, I listen. No, I do. I listen.
You're like, do not engage, right?
Yeah.
It is kind of
something. Just
it can be depressing.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So
Growth.
Moving on to Nature Break. Boy, I can't wait till we have that Nature Break bumper. It is
and
so
now
good.
For your regularly scheduled.
And now, hold on. I got to thank the super chats real quick. I totally forgot to do that earlier. So super chats from last show, and I'm sure you guys were aware that we're there. I was extremely into what the guest was talking about. So if I ever get like that, I am not ignoring.
Oh, he was great. I like him.
I am not ignoring you on purpose. It's because I don't feel like I can. It's just not appropriate to cut in at that moment. But I will always bring it up the next show. I will always do that at the very least. So super chats from my talk with John Paul Rice, our Cloaked Unseen World, Brooklyn Way, Christina Love, Paula Russo, and Robert B. And I want to let Spirish Malone in. I don't know if he's out there right now, but if he is, I will look into getting a crypto wallet like you asked me to do. So I will definitely look into that.
Oh, we love you, super chats. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your support, guys. Okay, so let's see. So now for our originally scheduled Nature Break.
Nature Break.
Where is Nature Break? Here it is.
Oh, did we lose the break?
No, we got Nature Break. Hold on, pull it up here. Technologically challenged, Alara's got to figure it out.
Got that puffin for you, muffin?
No puffin today. Puffin free.
Just give me the beat now.
Look at this guy.
I know.
Right?
I want a clear
I'm gonna watch
little
the dolphins.
boat thing.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna watch the dolphins with my drone. Watch them play with the fish.
No, this is the coolest thing to look.
Right, it is pretty cool. Yeah, it is
They're
pretty
so
cool.
clever. Look, kicked its ass and then just ate it.
Look, he's like, I'm gonna get that one. Boom!
Right? Whack!
Yeah.
Look at
Look
him
at
trying
that.
to get away, like, no!
No! Flying through the air.
Right?
No! Yeah, it's
Right?
terrible.
Oh, look at
Look,
that
you
guy.
got
Look
him.
at him go.
I don't. They
Oh.
play. I didn't know they play with their food before they eat it.
Oh, they look really stoked about this smashing the fish thing.
They're not into it. Oh, they're upset about the fish smashing situation. Yeah, I know
Ooh.
it's not the normal laughy, high vibe nature break, but I thought it was cute them playing with their food. I don't know.
Yeah, smacking the fish around like that's crazy.
Yeah, I think did we disappoint them on that nature break? Oh well. At least you got to see the dolphins. I love dolphins. But anyway,
They're very clever creatures.
yes, they're density beings. All right, scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to the moon.
Moon goo.
Sperm to the moon. There you
Right,
go.
it's the moon goo. Yeah, so this is their version of the an insurance policy for the apocalypse. They wanna actually build like a not just a sperm bank. I mean, they want to send samples from all sorts of things up there, but they want to build kind of an ark that would be, sublunar surface, maybe down about 300 meters.
Oh, let me say something real quick. So, Brandon Casey, we welcome all people in here. We love everybody. We appreciate everybody's perspective and what they have to say. We don't have a problem with flat earthers or any of that. I have friends of all different kinds. But if you're going to come in here, be respectful. You know what I mean? Like, we all have different opinions and different beliefs, different religions, different all of it. And we come in here to learn and hang out and have fun. And don't come in here if you're just going to come in here to, be a jerk and say space is fake every 5 minutes. Like, cool. You can believe space is fake.
Did I miss that?
It does, it's just don't be a jerk is all I ask. You know what I mean? I love everybody. So just don't be a jerk. That's all. And as far as the articles, I'm just going to address this real quick. We like to address what's in the mainstream because it's our way of keeping track of where they're at in the narrative they're trying to sell. So I don't know if I haven't seen you before, so I don't know if you've been here before. So I'm just letting you know, hey, it's good to see you, Zulu. I hope did you have your meetup yet? How did that go? Anyway, just want to clear that up. That's all. All right, go for it, Foil. Moon goo.
Moon goo.
Yeah. Back to the moon
Sorry, I
sperm.
was also.
Or not moon goo. Whoops. Same difference. You know what I mean? Freudian slip. What can I say?
Right. I'm sorry. I was also stuck in the chat. Yes, the U.S. and China ran simulations together, no doubt. These were simulations that we ran on our own, and I'm addressing Flat Plane Oregon. I always check the articles. Like, I don't know if you guys know this. It's literally my day job.
Yeah.
But yes, we've run simulations together. In this case, however, these were classified simulations that we ran on our own that showed us not doing so well. And then at the same time, China was running simulated attacks while we were conducting these war game simulations, and then putting out videos basically taunting us was the point. They were talking mad smack on that one. So that's where I was at with that. As far as the moon sperm, yeah. So they want to send six.
I'm telling you, everybody wants to hear about this. I want to hear about it. Everybody else wants to hear about it. Let's go.
It's an arc. It's an arc. They're going to cryogenically preserve, samples from a variety of species and plants and whatever. Like we have an arc up in the Arctic Circle that holds, seed deposits and all kinds of stuff in the event that the, shit hits the fan here. But now they want to build this up on the moon, and they have, if you scroll down and show them, they have a little diagram shown. There really
I'm
wouldn't
showing
be
them
a
the
lot.
diagram. Oh,
Yeah,
we got a little diagram. Can we make it bigger for the
Yeah.
friends?
You can try and make it bigger. I don't know if it
can't
does, but
make it
you can
bigger.
see, like, on the surface, there wouldn't be a whole lot that was visible. Most of this is obviously below ground.
So it's an arc.
Yeah, they want to build it in the lava tubes. Now the moon may be made of metal. I don't know.
No,
Yes.
a lot of
They want-
whistleblower talk about the lava tubes. So,
Yeah, I'm saying they want to build it in the lava tubes that are on the moon. And not just this. I think they're planning on building several underground installations.
Zulu says, I don't know why, but I got shoulder tapped to give a sample.
There you go.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So,
So
do we have any more to cover on the moons?
the moon sperm, the moon goo.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna take a whole bunch of. I wonder how they are gonna decide whose sample they're taking.
Right? Like, how do
Right.
you get that job? Like, I'm
Right.
sending my sperm to the moon. That's something Elon would do. I'm sending my sperm to the moon.
Right.
Right?
Oh,
To infinity and beyond. Right?
Right.
I'm gonna seed from infinity
oh,
to infinity and
man.
beyond.
You
There we
know,
go.
dudes would be amped about that. Like, feeling
Okay.
kind of lightweight and mortal.
Human safe wormholes could exist in real world, study finds.
Yeah.
Man.
So this is interesting because most of the time when we talk about traversing wormholes, or like we're going to talk about in a little bit, the warp drives, most of these theories that they came up with are based on the existence of some exotic particle that we haven't quite determined if it even exists yet. We only theorize about it. You know what I mean? All of their theories are based on some factor that we are not solid on. Well, in this case, there were two.
J Rod
What?
said, do you get paid for your moon goo?
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, right?
Ooh, where do I apply for that, right?
Oh, Mel said no ovum. I wondered about that. That was actually probably my second thought. Was like, well, that seems odd. Right? So most of these theories, when we're talking about like this kind of travel, I mean, they're based on exotic particles that we haven't even determined to be real yet. Well, now two separate studies that were published in Physical Review Letters D have proposed theories for how to construct a traversable wormhole, but they aren't dependent on there being this exotic matter. I mean, so in the past, one of the primary arguments against this is that the wormholes would collapse in on themselves from the weight of their own gravity. Okay, and this, mind you, this is all freaking theoretical. But their answer for how to keep it from collapsing on itself was to fill it with this exotic form of matter, like I said. But obviously, that's not. I mean, you can't base theories on things that you don't know exist. It's like dark matter. But now they have papers that suggest that we don't need exotic matter to keep the wormhole propped open. Now their theoretical models are showing, and these were guys from Complutense University in Madrid that published this first paper, because like I said, there were two of them.
Yeah.
So now their theoretical models are showing that there is an actual physical possibility for, at this point, microscopic wormholes that can harness the power of just our basic elementary particles, right? That they can actually change the charge and the mass of the fermions, which we know to be actual building blocks of matter. And by doing this, they could keep this little microscopic wormhole open, which is kind of cool. And then the second paper posits that there is actually a way to make wormholes large enough for humans to fit through. Okay, which is kind of interesting. Now this, Alara, I thought would listen.
Drip,
I thought
drip.
this was
Yeah.
right. I thought
Go
this
for it.
would interest
Yeah.
you because
I got to get back on my booster seat. Just a second. All right, continue. Yeah.
these guys are actually theorizing that they could form a wormhole in 5-dimensional space-time, all otherwise known as the Randall-Sundrum model, and that these would look like black holes if you were looking at them, but if you jumped in, you'd actually get like, I don't know, 20 g of acceleration, which is uncomfortable, but you would survive. It'd be super, super cold. You'd have to keep errant particles out. But they think that they could theoretically do this with all of the things that we already know exist, which is kind of nifty.
I'd say that's very nifty.
Yeah, we'll see where they go
That's
with it, huh?
that's exceptionally nifty. Yeah, for sure. All right, so
We
let's
will see
here.
where they go with it.
Russia-China Moonbase.
Yeah,
U.S. now has
haters.
a critical choice to make.
Oh, these haters. So now that, I'm always ranting about Russia and China. So apparently, I think last Tuesday, these guys came together. Oh, thanks, Chris. White matter matters. Indeed. Indeed, sir, it does. Russia and China have announced that they are going to work together to develop a space station on the moon, in its orbit, or both. And guess who's not included? Us, of course. Us, of course. Tuesday, they signed an agreement for the cooperative construction of an international lunar research stations to carry out scientific exploration of the moon, shifting the narrative from the previously U.S.-centric moon exploration program. They want us to know that we don't own this. So they're going to jointly build these research stations. The questions are there, is there enough room for the US to do its thing and then for Russia and China to do their thing, or are we going to have to insist, if we can, that that's our sandbox? So now we have an official agreement that Russia and China are together on building their moon base, and they want us having no part of this. So I guess we will see what happens here.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see here. Let me switch over here. Scientists discovered space hurricane high above the Earth.
Yeah. And there was a little video that if you wanted to show them, because this is actually from 2014. They just noticed it the other day.
Where's the video? I see a picture.
It should be right at the top.
At the top? This? Oh,
yeah, it should have been the first thing. I don't know what's going on there with that.
Let me see.
You might have to reload.
I gotta wait till
the
it's
article.
done playing the commercial, I think.
Well, so in any case, there was apparently in 2014.
Is this it?
Oh, go ahead. There we go. Yeah. So that,
Are you
that
ready
pretty
to
much
change?
summed it up,
Hold
right?
on. I gotta fix this situation. These ads are so out of control with some of
And
these articles.
everything
they're
you
the
know
worst.
about exercise?
Like, I can't even stop the sound. Like, it's...
Welcome to
Just
Les
X out of the
Mills
article.
on
That's
Demand.
it.
Yep,
Really.
it's out. Gone.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, that they covered it.
So, that's the end of that. Yep.
Right. Dum-dum.
Yep. All right, so...
Now on to the cool stuff.
Well, no,
right?
we have
Back to the cool
Chinese...
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Chinese military wants magnetized plasma artillery.
Oh, are we there? I
Well-
thought we were going to talk about the warp drive.
Uh,
Maybe I'm out of order. Okay.
I think maybe I got rid of Warp Drive because its commercial started playing. I don't know. Let me look. Let me
Nope.
see.
I gotcha. It's 2 articles later. So
Okay.
this is
so,
interesting.
Yeah. So Chinese military wants magnetized
Yes.
plasma artillery. Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently the Chinese military has been reaching out to researchers within China about railguns. I mean, basically electromagnetic railguns. And they want to use, a railgun would use magnetism instead of gunpowder to fire shells. And several nations have been researching this. Actually getting these things to work has been a whole nother story. Like, the models that they have, these things are freaking huge. And there's a ton of energy that's needed to propel a shell out like that. Okay, so when they're talking about magnetized plasma artillery, they're not talking about artillery, like they're not talking about shooting out plasma jets or anything like that. What they're talking about is shooting out a high velocity shell at like Mach 7, but they're going to be able to generate plasma on the inside of the barrel to keep the trajectory and the conditions inside the barrel good enough for it to shoot at that speed. I mean, we've seen them already come up with, hypersonic weapons. I don't think this is that far of a stretch. The crazy thing is, we don't have a functional model for this. Apparently, they are very close, and I just thought it was something that we should bring up. They said it's definitely plausible.
Magnetized
they
plasma
think-
artillery will be so light and energy efficient that it can be mounted on tanks. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. Like they need to mount anything else on their tanks. They got the microwave crap.
The invention discloses magnetized plasma artillery. A magnetic field is arranged in an artillery body pipe. The direction of the magnetic field points to an artillery port along the direction of an axis of the artillery body pipe. The magnetic field strength is gradually reduced from an inner wall of artillery body pipe to the axis of the artillery body pipe. And the gas in the artillery pipe can be ionized into the plasma for forming a plasma sheath layer on the inner wall of the artillery body pipe under the action of the magnetic field while the artillery is launched.
Yeah, they're gonna ionize the gas inside the barrel to create like frictionless and a proper environment for shooting something out at Mach 7. And it's kind of like how they can use hyperloop trains, like maglev, they can use magnetics to make things go extremely fast.
The magnetized plasma layer protects the gun barrel from wear and heat and allows the projectile to achieve a higher launch velocity.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think so.
So let's see here. Over to
Boeing actually
autonomous drone.
build something that flies. Look at that. They've been having a mess for the past couple of years. They got something to work. In the next episode of the Skynet robot rebellion, we've now had the first successful test flight of a drone that was piloted by artificial intelligence. Now they're saying that these don't necessarily have to be carrying missiles, but they are built to where they could carry missiles, they could carry scientific equipment. They may even be selling these to people in the private sector. But apparently this can fly on its own or as a member of a squadron. It can interact like in a swarm, like swarm-based AI with other drone models. But they got it to work. Had their first test flight.
Yep. It's happening.
The
All right.
robots are rising.
Yep.
Right.
It's happening. Skynet is becoming a thing. Okay, so
It's totally a thing.
the world just moved even closer to a real working warp drive.
Oh yeah, this is awesome. So, I was talking about how forever all of these weird forms of travel are based on the assumption of this exotic matter that would be needed to make their theories work. This is another instance where it is not. It says, just last week, scientists dropped the bombshell when they unveiled the first physical model for a warp drive with the holy grail of space travel. I mean, they're talking about just like FTL, like faster than light travel, just like in Star Trek. Again, for the longest, they've been dependent on exotic forms of matter. I mean, they even say that, like, if we tried to fly a chemical rocket, okay, for example, to Alpha Centauri, it would take 100,000 years. Well, now, there's a guy, George Lentz. Is that right? George Lentz. I think George Lentz was able to prove that we don't even need undiscovered forms of exotic matter. Lentz revealed a new method for creating a warp drive using conventional physics without the need for this undiscovered exotic matter. After studying existing research on warp drives, he realized that there were specific forms of space-time bubbles the scientists had overlooked somehow. They take the shape of a soliton, which, I mean, basically is like a ripple in the water.
Yeah.
So using these, like a single ripple moving across a lake, he was able to rederive Einstein's equations for different soliton configurations until he figured one that would work. Now they think that they can actually use this very compact wave to move at a constant velocity that is faster than the speed of light. And I mean, basically what he discovered takes us one step away from the theoretical and closer to, a physical possibility or actual engineering of this thing. I mean, they instead of they want to use space-time bubbles to propel these things. And they want to warp space, use these space-time bubbles to put it around a ship, and they use these solitons like waves, like ripples across the water to push the space-time bubble to travel. And it doesn't require anything different than what we already know exists, which is kind of awesome.
I think it's super awesome. It's happening little by little drip.
I mean,
drip,
that's
drip,
it's crazy
disclosure.
because that's kind of like what we heard in even in Stargate or Star Trek when they're talking about warp drive. They talk about putting a bubble around the ship and then it kind of rides a wave, right? Well, the solitons are the waves, like it's the same thing.
Right. Yeah, we got exciting days ahead, guys. Things are going to get really interesting on this planet. You know, the tech,
I mean, I
the tech
swear
we've
that
been using is going to become completely obsolete. If we could just move the whole process along, that would be great.
I've got to find it, but I think in that same journal, somebody had actually not just shown the theoretical model for how to make this work, but a model for the actual warp drive itself. And if I can find that, I'll pull it for next week so that we can see it.
What are the USOs? How are they doing what they do? How do they go
probably
from the
the
sky
same way
into the water and without disturbing it? They're creating some kind of
a bubble around
in front of them, right?
And probably riding a Soliton wave. Yeah. I would imagine it'd probably be very,
so it's
very
some
similar.
sort of warp drive technology that's allowing them to go from the air to the water like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting.
I mean, as apparently, according to this, as the space-time bubble moves, you know, it distorts the stuff in front and then pushes it back around it. I mean, so if it's going from air like into water, like none of that stuff would matter. It's making its own way as it's getting pushed by these waves from behind, and I mean, we don't have to worry about friction inside the bubble. You would feel no G's, you would feel no disturbances, you would feel
nothing.
Yeah, stationary. Kind of like in the movie Contact. Remember in Contact when she built the thing and then they tried to put a chair in there and the chair was shaking so bad and then finally it broke free, but she was just stationary inside of the thing. It had its own space-time bubble in there.
I can't wait till we actually get to see this stuff. You know what I mean? Or experience it.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, on a public level. That's going to be so super cool, you know? Like to be able to go like that into the water and not have, you know, it's just cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it wouldn't even like it's just out of the way. Like the stuff is out of the way in front of it, so you're not dealing with any kind of
for everybody. Let's go. You know what I mean? Woohoo! Yeah. All right. I want to go see what's down there. I want to go see what's down in the ocean.
What's actually in the water? Man,
this is a water planet. There is no land on this planet. This planet is a water planet. So
yeah, like
I can't even imagine what's down there.
76% of the Earth's surface is water. Like we know nothing about what's beneath us.
Nothing.
We really don't.
Yeah, we know more about the moon, actually. You know?
Maybe. We may not know anything about anything.
Allegedly.
I think that's part of the trick is we don't know nothing about nothing.
Right.
But okay.
All right, so yeah, we're on to UFOs and disclosures kind of combined tonight because we don't have anything really interesting in that department. But you drug this out on Reddit. I thought this was interesting. I remember seeing this years ago, but I had forgot that he had said this, right? And I don't know if everybody's seen this. So I think the first one I have to pull up right here is
Dmitry Medvedev.
Medvedev. Yeah. So listen to this,
he made
guys.
A lot of
listen to this
crazy comments in his time.
Listen to this. This is pretty wild.
Знаете абсолютно все. Ну вот, например, прилетали на Землю инопланетяне. Вот те самые зеленые человечки.
Марьяна, значит, рассказываю вам первый и последний раз. Вместе с передачей чемодана с ядерными кодами президенту страны приносят специальную папку. На ней написано «Совершенно секретно». И она целиком и полностью посвящена пришельцам, которые посетили нашу планету. Одновременно предоставляется доклад от абсолютно закрытой спецслужбы, которая занимается контролем пришельцев на территории нашей страны. Значит, две эти папки передаются вместе с ядерным чемоданом. После прекращения полномочий, соответственно, эти папки передаются новому президенту. Более подробную информацию на эту тему вы можете получить, посмотрев известный хроникально-документальный фильм «Люди в черном». Вышло несколько версий.
Сколько их среди нас?
Сколько их среди нас, рассказывать не буду, потому что это может вызвать панику.
Man. Man, he just breaks it down. Like you get the nuclear football and you get the folder on the aliens and, you know.
And you would think those are probably the two most important things you can pass on to a leader.
Wow.
Like here's the truth and here's the bomb. Like
yeah. Here's the here's the most dramatic truth you can ever imagine. And here's the nuclear football. Good luck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome to your first day. Good
Welcome,
luck.
yeah, welcome to your first day. Good luck. So there's aliens, and here's the nuclear football. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Call us when it's over.
Yeah, hopefully they don't invade while you're in office. Here you go. Educate yourself right now. So, right? That's pretty interesting, though. He even said the Men in Black. Like, legit.
I mean, listen, for whatever reason,
Man.
Putin or like when they say, I tend to believe like we're the only ones that are still just out and out lying, period.
Yeah, most of these other ones, they at least fess
I mean,
up. But at least now we're fessing
France
up. At
released all their stuff.
At
like,
least now we're fessing up. Look, they're
a little bit.
They've released some documents that I'm going through, and
We're getting
I'm
there.
sure they're going to be heavily redacted. Knowing us, I'd be shocked if there was any. But at least we've admitted there are craft not from this world that have drivers that are not us. So I mean, we're getting there, right? Not quick enough, but we're getting there.
Right.
Okay, so what do we have next? Let's see.
You should pull up. Matter of fact, now that we're talking about it, you should pull up the 180 day with the list of what they have to.
Yeah.
disclose,
So here's the list, you guys.
since
Since we're talking about the 180 days here, so this is what they got to come on with. Is right here. The committee further directs the report to include. So the report they got to give Congress, the intelligence agencies. This is what the report has to include. A detailed analysis of unidentified aerial phenomena, data, and intelligence reporting collected or held by the Office of Naval Intelligence, including data and intelligence reporting held by the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. A detailed analysis of unidentified phenomena, data collected by a geospatial intelligence, signals intelligence, human intelligence, measurement, and signals intelligence. A detailed analysis of data of the FBI, which was derived from investigations of intrusions of unidentified aerial phenomena data over restricted United States airspace. A detailed description of an interagency process for ensuring timely data collection and centralized analysis of all unidentified aerial phenomena reporting for the federal government, regardless of which service or agency required the information. Identification of an official accountable for the process described in paragraph 4. Identification of potential aerospace or other threats posed by the unidentified aerial phenomena to national security, and an assessment of whether this unidentified aerial phenomena activity may be attributed to one or more foreign adversaries.
Chris Hawkins, thank you. We love you. He says, love to all. Only way to win. Hugs and loves and high five butt slaps, whatever you're into. See you soon.
Thank you, Chris. All right, so thank you for grabbing those, Foil, because when I'm looking at these articles, I cannot see in the restream, and it doesn't plug them at the top like it does on YouTube.
Look at me doing work and stuff.
I know, right? You're actually working. Yeah, look at that. Okay, where was I? Okay, identification of an official accountable for process described. Okay, identification of potential aerospace or other threats posed by the unidentified aerial phenomena to national security, and an assessment of whether the unidentified aerial phenomena activity may be attributed to one or more foreign adversaries. We covered that. Identification of any incidents or patterns that indicate a potential adversary may have achieved breakthrough aerospace capabilities that could put United States strategic or conventional forces at risk. Recommendations regarding increased collection of data, enhanced research and development, and additional funding and other resources. Interesting.
Adversaries. They keep trying to claim they think Russia or China might be doing this. Come on, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah. So is this ultimately the point of this whole release, is to arrive at the conclusion that it's not and it's extraterrestrials, and then finally tell us that? Look, I'd be happy.
We have to start there.
I'd be happy with them just doing this. Like for now, like I get it, right? I'd be happy with them just coming on with Roswell, right? They've told us enough at this point. It's really not unrealistic for them to be like, okay, so just open the files on Roswell. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like everybody knows that a UFO crashed and there was little guys in there. Like just at least admit to that. But then
I'm with you. But you got a lot of people that are normies and non-believers that will sit there and say this could be Russia, it could be China. So if they eliminate that,
right,
you
that's
eliminate
the first step. Then you can
the most
say,
obvious.
right,
yes.
right.
Then you can say, okay,
the little
we know
guys
it's not this,
weren't
this,
from
and
Russia
this.
or China, right?
Right.
That were in the
they
crash.
were crash test dummies or none of that nonsense. Like, okay, we got rid of this, so now what does that leave us with?
Mr. Fox said, I don't want disclosure, I want confirmation. Amen, Mr. Fox.
Right?
I'm completely with you. You know what I mean? We're not, the population knows we're not alone. You know what I mean?
A lot of us.
They know.
A lot of it.
At this point, it's just perpetuating, I don't even have the words for it. It's just, this has to happen. Like, and it, And like I've said before,
time.
It's been time for a long time, and you know, it's Great Awakening, man. We got to tell people, but they already know. You know, you're just further showing them that they're being conned by not at least coming with some of it. You know, I don't expect them to break down all of their secret technologies that they have, and oh, by the way, we've reverse engineered all their stuff and we're on their level or whatever. I don't expect them to come with that right away, because there needs to be a military advantage over adversaries, right, Foil? But however, they can say, yes, Roswell, they could at least start there. Okay, like a ship crashed, it wasn't an adversary.
Or not even that. Here's what we found in Antarctica. I mean, it could be, you know, this is so old.
Well, and that's why they'll start with that, because in Antarctica is, okay, there's ETs there, they're dead, don't worry about it. They're no threat. There's spaceships there, but don't worry, they're old, they're in ice, you can't operate them. Like, it's a good, safe place.
Yes.
It's a good, safe place to start. So you're probably right. They'll probably start with Antarctica. What do you guys think? You think they'll start with Antarctica?
I mean, that would be my strat. It's not Russia. It's not China. Here's some old stuff we found in Antarctica. We might find, here's some stuff we probably found on Mars, and we're going to take it from there. Don't worry, it's not here right now. We'll, you know, and then they'll get to that part later.
Yeah, they're going to have to get to the, you know, but I don't know. I wish I knew their whole plan. I wonder if they even know their plan. Look at all the videos we show every week. There's stuff popping up like you can't even lie anymore. Yeah, there's some good ones. Let's move on to some of these UFO videos. I know there were some good ones this week. She be getting on this Reddit recon, you guys, and does a great job finding this
Reddit's
stuff.
my place.
I can't find UFO videos as good as I can find some of them on Reddit.
Right.
All right, so let's see here. Here we go.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
We got to rewind it. I can't remember which one, but one of them's really good.
Yeah, I think that was in Mexico somewhere. Maybe over Mexico City, I think.
Ve cómo se ve.
That looks like
¿Qué es eso?
one of those pyramid-looking ones, kind of.
It's like Stargate 1. It's the Pyramid of Apophis.
I never saw that show. Yeah,
Alara, The Expanse, Stargate.
We gotta
get you.
Although I was watching UFO Hunters the other night, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, see, it's not the same. This isn't like watching.
I learned a few things though for a mainstream
Real
show.
Housewives
For a mainstream show, I really did learn a few things from that show the other day. The episodes I did watch, I did learn a few things. So, all right, here we go. UFO vid number 2.
Oh, this one in New York, I think, maybe.
Yeah, which one's this one?
It is. Watch. Ready?
Where's the UFO?
Okay, let's get some context.
I don't see a UFO.
I don't remember this one.
Ready?
It pops.
It pops out.
Yeah, it pops in and out of the clouds or whatever.
Wait, zoom in, zoom in. Go like all the way.
No, shoot it. I have a telescope.
That's a UFO?
Yeah, it's a UFO.
It's like an actual UFO? An alien
Holy
UFO?
cow.
Is it going to do something cool?
I mean,
I don't remember this one.
Yeah, it's not moving. Maybe it's a satellite. The satellites don't
Look at
do
how
that.
it's getting bright and whatever, and
Right.
it does. It pops
Whoa!
out of existence. There.
Oh
it
yeah,
goes. It pops
yeah,
out of
yeah.
existence.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a UFO.
See, and they were all, is it a UFO? And it's all pink.
Yo!
Are you a UFO? Pink.
There's definitely aliens.
Right.
Yep.
There's definitely aliens in it.
Oh no. Maybe it's a drone.
Right.
I don't know. If
That
drones
pops
do
out of existence.
Right. That phases in and
All
out.
the way in
Right.
space.
These two are funny.
Right.
It's all the ways. What is that guy going up to it?
Look at
Blake,
that.
Did you see that? No, there was another guy, a smaller one, that went up to it
Also, it's
right before it blinked
literally in
out.
the sky.
Did anybody
I
else
missed
catch
it.
that?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Rewind it.
Look, watch. There's like a
Let's see
little
if it goes
guy. I
back.
don't know if you guys can see it, but what? Like right before it blinks out. Look, see the little guy?
Holy cow.
Oh, going up. I did. Yes, barely.
Look at that.
Flying or
Yeah.
something.
Well,
It's not the
Also,
lens flare,
it's
is it?
Literally in the sky.
I don't think
know.
so.
yeah,
Not
let's
that
see
one
what happens.
blinking and off. Maybe the little one. I have no idea.
Let's see if it goes back on.
It's a literal drone.
I think she's had a couple. You know what I mean?
No, no,
So we
not at
count to
all.
10?
She's totally sober.
Yeah. I think she's
Spaceship.
feeling good.
Does your mama come from space? Uh-oh. Is that it? No.
don't know if it comes back after that. I think that
Okay,
might have
I
been it.
think we've about reached our limit with that one, but you know, those two were very entertaining. So let's see. What do we got? So UFO Institute. We got something from UFO Institute caught on a cam. Let's see what they got going on here. Let's get rid of us off the screen so they can see whatever's happening in the sky here.
I can't. Are you gonna? Is this gonna put the screen up?
The screen, yeah. Here we go. Yep. Sure.
Oh yeah, this is kind of awesome. I thought it was like, you know, I don't know, meteors or whatever at first, but then they started swerving all around. Like, it's clearly that is not what it is.
Yep. Well. Yep.
Oh, just wait. One comes out of the top left corner doing like.
Oh
swoopies.
yeah, they're just.
There you go.
Yeah,
Look,
look at 'em.
that is not something falling from space.
Right. There's a few of them in there.
Oh yeah, there's several that go through.
Look at this guy. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think this reminds me of the one we saw last week, where it looked like it was.
It looks like a
like
meteor. Yeah, it looks like like a meteor or whatever. But there's
until
a
they
whole
start
lot of
swooping
them.
all around.
But what if it was like maybe it was a meteor shower foil? But
But
no,
they're driving
no, yeah,
around.
yeah, that's driving around. Yeah, that's clearly driving.
Yeah, they're
around.
like
yeah,
they're driving
no,
around. There's no.
Yeah, that one's going up and down, and then
Yeah, he's like, wee.
yeah, he's
right?
like, woohoo, yeah, no,
Right.
definitely not a meteor. Yeah, you're right. So that definitely is not a meteor shower. I don't know what's going on there, but definitely not a meteor shower. All right, so what do we have next? This guy
I don't
here?
know. I found a whole bunch of them. Did we
UFO
pull
sightings daily.
MB333?
Scott.
Oh, this is good.
I think we
Yeah.
left that video out. We had too many UFO videos this week. I think
We'll
we left
pull it
that
for
one.
next week.
Yeah, we'll pull it for next week.
Bruh.
Yeah. We should have played them the Sharks for Nature Break. Oh, those are
I
so
told
good.
you we got that
We
for
will.
next week. We'll use it.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop. Look at him swoop right past there.
That helicopter's just chilling.
They had to slow it down, I think. Yeah, they had to slow the video down. It was
Oh.
freaking shooting so fast.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Interesting. Bangkok, Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go away, video.
Right?
Okay.
Wash hair in space. Come on now.
Black disc over Keysby, New Jersey. UFO sightings daily. Let's check this guy out. There was one you sent me that was super gnarly. I don't know if this was it or not.
There are just too many videos for you to say this isn't happening. Like when Elon went on Joe Rogan, like, can we get a better video? You know, what are you talking about, bro?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that saucer.
Yeah.
Man. Can we get a better video? There's so many good videos
he's like,
out there.
I know. Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, so since I happened to pull it up on accident, I said accident, we might as well. Look,
go ahead.
And I have to say, Pepe Lives Matter. Your comment, I found it to be very entertaining and funny. So so Pepe Lives Matter comment was the memes are adding on to each other, and he called it memeception.
Right. Very convincing, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So watch.
That cat is breaking it down like, look.
Yeah. One more time. Just for good measure.
Right.
Yep, the memes are compiling here. Memeception. For sure, memeception there.
Memes within memes within memes.
Memes within memes within memes. All right, so I think that about concludes it for UFOs and high strangeness disclosure, all the above. It is now time for space weather with Alexis from Ascension Diaries. And now for your regularly scheduled space weather update.
Space weather.
Space weather.
Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to another space weather update. I am here on March 14th, 2021 at 3 p.m. Pacific time for the data to talk to you about the space weather that's happening right now and what you may be able to see in the next week. So we just went out of a new moon in Pisces, which is a very emotional sign. So if your emotions were getting a test yesterday, it's all right. We all were. And we also had a geomagnetic storm occur while we were all sleeping last night in North America. It came and it went pretty fast, and the evidence was not here on the solar disk, which I usually find it, but it was actually more so, or here, it was more so in the solar wind. So the solar wind did spike kind of out of the nowhere, in my opinion, last night, and then that storm occurred, and the solar wind is still at a heightened degree here at 533 kilometers per second, where the average is about 400. So there is a bit more pressure on us right now. So if you're feeling the pressure, it's okay. It's planetary. It could be coming from this coronal hole or this one down here, giving us extra solar wind all of a sudden, just facing us all of a sudden. And there's also potential for solar flares going on in the next few days as well because of these magnetically charged areas. The Schumann resonance was the most active on Friday the 12th and Thursday the 11th, where we can see here where there was a couple blasts, and the amplitude of this particular blast hit a maximum of 46 for the 7.83 hertz here, which you can see if I circled it, it would be right here on the chart, but there was 0 to 40 hertz was getting a decent tickling during that time, and that was on Friday. So right now we're in much quieter conditions for the Schumann resonance, and the Italian areas are showing less quiet. They're showing more activity, but in that very low frequency range where our brainwaves hang out over the last 5 days. So, as well as South Africa as usual. So still could have been disturbing you in some way or another. The global consciousness dot is at a green and blue today, so we're having a decent level of coherence on the planet. And if you'd like to keep up with the space weather updates, you can go to my website, ascensiondiaries.com, and sign up so you can see all the blog posts and get the latest space weather in case anything crazy happens next week before I see you again on Sunday. But that is all from me. Back to business. I'll see you next week.
Beep bubble beep. Beep bubble beep. Yeah.
Beep bubble beep.
Thank you, Alexis, for your amazing space weather update.
We love space weather.
She is so
Alexis.
good at that. Yeah.
Right?
She's amazing. She's definitely amazing. So go and check. She posts full space weather updates on her channel. So all of Alexis' links are in the description below, as well as her donation link. If you appreciate what she does with her space weather updates, please consider donating to Alexis from Ascension Diaries. Okay, so so announcements. So this Wednesday, I'm gonna have foil on. I'm gonna grill foil. We're gonna have foil unplugged. We're gonna find out
Confessions with foil.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna find out the story behind the tin foil. Yeah, I'm gonna interrogate her basically.
She said I have to answer all the questions.
Yeah, I said if you come on Wednesday Night Live, you gotta answer all the questions.
All the questions.
She was like, okay, and you gotta wear that bling. That's what I told her. So she was like, all right.
Bling bling. Right.
Yeah, so it's gonna happen. So Wednesday, I will be interrogating foil. So you'll find out all the stuff about foil you always wanted to know. Just show up. And if I've forgotten to somehow ask that inappropriate question, I will definitely ask it when you remind me to do so. Okay? So we're pretty sure Conspiracy Couch this Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, that Brooks Agnew will be on with us, and we'll be doing Inner Earth as the topic. Yeah, but not absolutely confirmed yet, so that, could change, but that's tentatively planned as far as I know right now. So let me go to D Live and empty the chest for our D Livers out there.
Oh, give them people their lemons.
I better. I'm telling you. Oh, go to D Live. Okay, let me go find the chest here. I thought I was demonetized. I can't believe I'm still monetized. All right, now distributing
rewards. Bring any attention to it.
Yeah. I know, right? Whoops. Whoopsie.
Right, whoopsie.
Yeah. Tessa says, open that chest. There we go. Distributing rewards. This sure takes a long time to distribute the rewards here, you know?
Yeah. They gotta click on the buttons and wait and see what happens.
And I'll look into doing the crypto wallet thing, my friend, so that is taken care of. Okay, you guys should have your rewards out there in D-Live land. And thanks for hanging out. Yeah, sorry, Foxhole, we couldn't see you. I gotta find a way to rig the Foxhole chat so I can watch them on Sunday nights.
Much love to the Foxhole fam.
So yeah, much love to the Foxhole fam. Even though we can't see you, thank you so much to our amazing moderators and our amazing crowd
you guys rock.
that hangs out here on Sunday nights. We always love Sunday nights.
Every one of you guys.
That's right. That's right. All right. I think on that note, yeah.
Guys, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow us. All of our links are in the description below, obviously. If you want to donate to Space Force News Live, you can go to loyaltothefoil.com and donate directly there. Just specify that it is for Space Force News Live. And make sure to meet us here next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for another super awesome episode of SFN. Keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal.
We are your news in this dimension and the next. Good night, Space Peeps. We'll see you next Sunday.
Deuces.